Tonight on your Cardinals locker room, who said running from your problems was a bad thing? The Cards put up their largest point total of the season by ground and pounding the Cleveland Browns.
It's our last stand at home. We needed to make a statement and practice well all week and then really started fast and found a way to get it done.
Plus, which sum is greater? The number of touchdowns Kenyon Drake scored today or the number of Santa's reindeer he can name? You'll find out when we go into the huddle.
If the sleigh is late this year, it's because there are half as many reindeer.
And the Cardinals are making fans abroad. The German Bird Gang joins us live in Studio 12A, fresh off witnessing their first win in person.
Welcome to our live from tailgating in Arizona.
Your Cardinals locker room is now open, or as they say in German,
Die Cardinals Umkleide ist eröffnet.
How's that for a State Farm Stadium send-off, everybody? The Cardinals crushed Cleveland's playoff hopes with a 38-24 win in their final home game of the season. Thank you for staying up late with us to celebrate on your Cardinals locker room. I'm your host, Paul Gerke.
And I'm Kristen Keogh. Arizona snaps a 6-game losing skid in style, and we want to hear how you're feeling tonight. Text us your post-game reaction. The number 602-444-1212. Let us know your name and where you're watching from for a better chance of getting your text on TV.
Although Arizona's postseason aspirations have long since deserted the desert, this game meant something, and not just to the faithful fans out in Glendale, but to the two franchise quarterbacks facing off for the first time ever as pros, Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield. Topping our headlines tonight, Kyler earns bragging rights in a battle of back-to-back Heisman Trophy winners and #1 overall picks. Those two trash-talked each other all the time while sharing a QB room at Oklahoma. Today, they shared an NFL field for the first time in their careers, and they swapped jerseys after the dust settled. A couple gentlemen there. Statistically, they were pretty even. Each threw an interception. Mayfield tossed 2 touchdowns. Murray just 1, although Kyler did boast a better completion percentage and had more rushing yardage. So, top picks. Why don't you grade each other?
It's always great to, be on the same field as him, see him compete, see him play, because I really don't get to watch him, a lot. So just us getting to play across from each other is pretty special, just considering the fact that, we've been through so much. Special.
I'm never surprised by anything Kyler does. He's a special athlete, and they ran the ball well. Allowed him to do stuff all game.
Both QBs were outshined by their running backs, however. Nick Chubb ran for $127 in this score, yet his stellar day is nothing but a footnote. That's because Card starter Kenyon Drake went off. 22 carries, a career-high 137 yards, and count them, 4 touchdowns. That's a feat he's never accomplished as a pro nor in college at Alabama. Arizona rushed for 226 yards in all, controlling the clock and field position, thanks to their Herculean efforts that the guy Steve Keim acquired from Miami for a conditional 6th-round pick.
I love this game, so every time I touch the ball, I go out there and I play with a fire, and just knowing that, it could be my last play, and, that's how I feel like this team plays as well.
Everything seemed to be working for Arizona today. Patrick Peterson played his best game of the season. Chandler Jones notched his 15th sack, and 9 different guys caught at least 1 pass, including Larry Fitzgerald, of course, who did so for the 241st consecutive game. In their last home game of the season, the Cardinals eclipsed last season's win total and left us with one hell of a memory to take into next year. So let's relive all the fun upon further review.
It's been a rough year.
Cleveland, you're not winning today, baby.
But I really do believe it's going to be the line of scrimmage that's going to separate this game.
That's right, baby. We're going to win. We're going to win today. Me, if the Cardinals don't play better on defense, it doesn't matter what they do on offense. Murray takes the snap, and he's going to run it left side and pitches it at the last second to Drake, who's into the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, it was important. I mean, we've wanted to play better than we have and win more games. Today, they put it together and continue to play hard. And there's a lot of pride in that locker room.
Snap to Murray, handoff Drake up the middle, and he plows forward into the end zone for the touchdown.
And, this game just happened to be a game that, I was able to get under the wind calling for myself personally, but it's more about the team. So this team was, was jacked up about this game. We wanted to go out there and assert ourselves, and I feel like that's what we did.
He got it rolling early and did a nice job making plays, protecting the football, and finding the end zone.
4th touchdown for Kenyon Drake, and maybe puts this game away.
Sometimes, it just kind of falls in your favor, and I'm, blessed to be and have the opportunity to go out here and just play this game that I love.
Murray back to pass, has time, floats it right side, corner of the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown, Dan Arnold.
For me personally, just trying to get the receivers the ball and allow them to do what they do, make plays, and they did that. I think if I take care of the ball, I think that just, allows us to be in a great position.
Looking to throw, fires left side, end zone, passes high and intercepted in the end zone by Pat P.
Our defense played well today, backed us up all day, and I think we just played really good complementary football, which is what you have to do.
My boy Jay Fiedler told me I was going to get one today, and that was for him.
He's looking deep. Instead, he gets sacked by Chandler Jones. Back at the 9-yard line. Jones with 15 sacks now.
When we talked about it's our last stand at home, we needed to make a statement and practice well all week and then really started fast and found a way to get it done.
The Cardinals win at 38-24 over Cleveland. And they end a 6-game losing streak.
It's refreshing. Used to feeling that feeling. We're going to cherish this one. We play the Seahawks next week, a great team, so we got to be ready to play.
It was fun to be able to go out and win, and we executed in all 3 phases today, and it was a great team win.
Is that the last time we'll see Larry Fitzgerald running off the field at State Farm Stadium? My gut tells me no. Hey guys, it's time for you to join the show. Go to 12news.com/Bullhorn or download the 12 News app to vote in our Bullhorn question tonight. By the time they're hanging up their cleats, who will have had a better NFL career? Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield or Cards QB Kyler Murray? I expect this poll to be slightly slanted because we are broadcasting in the lovely state of Arizona. But get out your crystal balls and do some predicting. We'll update that poll throughout the show. In the meantime, let's bring in Kristen Keogh once again to track the trends. What are you seeing on the old social media, Chris?
Hey, look at this, a rare post-game post from K1 himself. He put up this awesome picture of him and Baker. And this is some really cool artwork here, but he said, bragging rights until next time. But for real, 2 Texas boys turned Sooners living out our dreams. Regardless of all the hate, we're doing what they said we couldn't do. Love you, bro. Buda Baker wanted to send you a little bit of love. He said, man, it felt great to end it outright at home with the W. Thank you, Red Sea. And the most popular Cardinals-related tweet I saw all day came from Larry Fitzgerald Sr. before the game. He tweeted this morning. He said, if today is my last after 16 years Cardinals game supporting and watching my son play in Arizona, I'm grateful for all the Arizona fan support and helping, loving, and always supporting him through it all. Who knows what the future has? Thank you all. And then in the post game, Larry said about that tweet, he said, my father doesn't speak for me. So I wonder what the conversation between the two of them about that tweet played out like in the text messages.
It sounded an awful lot like, come on, Dad. I think that's it. We talked to Larry
Set him up for a
week.
lot of questions.
Yeah,
sure.
Larry said this week he's got a checklist he goes through at the end of the year. I don't know if Dad's privy to that checklist or not. But
yeah, I don't think he gets in on that. Should make for an interesting Christmas dinner conversation.
All right, thanks, Kristen. To borrow a line from quintessential 90s rock band The Wallflowers, so long ago I don't remember when. That's the last time the Cardinals offense looked comfortable. Remember when Kyler Murray slung it around for 349 yards against a Super Bowl favorite in the Ravens? Or when Christian Kirk caught 3 TDs against the Bucs? If you've forgotten, you're forgiven. But that unit smashed the reset button today. And our own Cam Cox was at State Farm Stadium to witness their return to glory. What'd you see out there, Cam?
Paul, leave it to you for hitting a 90s rock reference. So much for hitting the wall, right? The Cardinals were jacked up for this one. Back-to-back weeks of getting your teeth kicked in. Yeah, that'll do it for you. When you're juiced up and you win for the first time in almost 2 months, you get a wild locker room celebration. Turn up the TV. Time for tonight's Sideline Sidebar.
I found out this week talking to him, he hadn't won a game until today. Last thing, been waiting like 6 weeks to say it. See you on Wednesday.
How bad you guys need to win?
You have no idea. It was it's like going to a funeral every day.
The funeral finally ends. From the opening drive that went 10 plays and 90 yards, Kyler Murray and this offense were feeling the rhythm from head coach Cliff Kingsbury.
Honestly, that first drive, when he kind of kept rattling off, I was like, all right, let's run, let's go.
A season-high 38 points, 445 total yards, 226 of that on the ground, most since week 5.
First game we played all year where it was just start to finish. We had a lot of good drives. Kenyon played a monster game. Kyler made all the plays we needed him to make, so it was a full game for us, which was good.
Kenyon Drake is the star, but hey, shout out to that offensive line.
The O-line did a great job with, pushing the pile, and I was able to just fall in. A couple of other plays where I didn't get touched going into the end zone. So, sometimes, it just kind of falls in your favor. And I'm, blessed to be and have the opportunity to go out here and just play this game that I love.
Patrick Peterson was even feeling it. His best game since returning from his 6-game suspension.
I feel like my legs are back. Was flying around all game. I'm just looking to finish the season off strong.
Pat, the NFL, anything can happen. I know you're under contract for another year, but any thought that this maybe could be your last home game?
Nah. This won't be my last home game here. I'll be back.
And speaking of maybe playing their final home game of their career, Larry Fitzgerald still a no comment on his future. No surprise. But he did say this.
It's a job, and I love what I do, but when it's over, it's over. And, I'm not going to lose any sleep, man. I got a lot of great things ahead of me.
Fans might lose some sleep. I think they're going to miss you.
Everybody's replaceable, man. There'll be another number 11 here in a couple months after I leave. Yeah. He might not be as handsome as I am, but there'll be another number 11.
Yeah, right. Laughter is good to hear coming out of that locker room. It's been a while. Sure, the Heisman Bowl bragging rights for Murray are fun or whatever, but that wasn't what the Cardinals needed today. What they needed was this showing. They needed to prove they could take advantage of a poor defense. Kyler needed to grow as a passer after weeks of going backwards. They did that and then some. Then again, it was a Steve Wilks' defense that they ran over. So, Paul, I guess some things never change.
I can't believe we got 10 minutes into the show without throwing shade at Steve Wilks. Thank you very much, Cam. Still ahead on your Cardinals locker room. We picked a darn good week for a one-on-one with Kenyon Drake, if I do say so myself. Find out what the former Crimson Tide running back thinks about Alabama missing out on the college football playoff. Coming up.